Of course that car was going to go up here, in that little secluded area where I was gonna make the video. But maybe he was just driving through. Not gonna make too long of a video. I just came out from the sauna and it was nice. I was not intending to go there at first, but then I changed my mind. I was like, yeah, let's do it anyway, because I need to get out of the home, and I needed to sweat basically. You know, that's what's so refreshing about it, and that's why I do it. So for now, I'm just gonna make this video a little bit quick, and I will go home and actually go to the store to buy some snack, I think. Some food stuff also probably. But I eat basically just one meal a day. Breakfast obviously, but not today actually. And I was lucky. They were handing out at the central station when I was going to class. They were handing out like some kind of protein yogurt, so I got my breakfast for free. And that one was really good. I may get it again. But to the topic, this is now a fact. I mean, and it's my problem. I mean, I think I've cared too much. People may think, like, when I write like this, most people don't care about you. They may say, like, yeah, maybe it's because you don't care, Tom. Maybe it says something more about you. And I question myself that also just now. But that is not the truth. I feel as if I have always cared too much, even for people. Look at that moon. Yeah, that's the moon. Yeah, that I have cared too much for people before. And it's in the small things, you know. But even when it comes to like money things or financial, emotional, and I think that is actually kind of appreciated. Most of the time it's very appreciated by people that, if it's a stranger, if that's somebody that you know, obviously, family members. But I mean, most of the time you're having the luck that you have a few people. You're lucky if you have just a few people in your life caring about you. But most people don't care for you. And I feel this is kind of a... to be honest, there is probably some kind of... Just checking, my shoelace went up, but it did not. There's probably some trend between social media and what I'm talking about, that people don't care about you too much. That wouldn't surprise me. It would be very interesting actually to research this. I've come to find that I really enjoy researching actually. And I have more research coming up here in the near future through school. And yeah, but I really enjoy to make research where you can understand patterns in society about different phenomena, different social issues, for example, or like what I'm talking about now. Imagine there is a link between social media and people not caring about the general average person like it did before. Let's say 20 years ago, when we didn't have social media, if people somehow had a different connection to you, maybe there is probably some link to it. I think also that people can have some kind of sympathy or empathy for you if you're from a smaller town, or there is some kind of, let's say, civil or social civil society. Is that what you call it? I believe. I think that's probably very, very true. Hello, Albin. I think there is some link to that, and I come to enjoy research really much. Not necessarily theory building or anything, but I like gathering and producing data, and then understand this data to find patterns. Now I'm explaining what I do basically. Then you can understand you can do this with technology, you can do this with mental illness, you can do this, but not as a psychologist. I'm talking more on a societal level. So yeah, we're living in some really, really tough times. That's for sure. We are just becoming more and more disconnected. I think more and more people can just agree with that. There's like, to be honest, people that I talk with, that I have as friends, that I'm just very lucky to have as friends. You're lucky if you have just a few friends. I mean, if you're growing up and you're getting older, it becomes more difficult to make friends. Like for example, the class I'm going to now, it seems to be, there is no conversations. But I've been in this situation before, you know, when you are coming from another department and then you're joining a class, like a elective course, you are going to have, you sometimes may be an outsider because the other people, they are coming as a group from, like they are going the same program, for example. But I think that I've been talking maybe about this also with some friends, and I am pretty sure, I'm pretty certain of this, so I'm not here to scare you, you know, but I think the mental illness, it is already going up increasingly, like I don't know how many percent, you can't even figure that exact percentage out, but I am seriously, without a doubt, suicides and different types of mental illnesses is just going to go up staggeringly within, let's say, the 3 to 5 years. It's not going to stop because of technology, robotics, AI. And yeah, it may sound so generalized when I'm saying this, but I'm talking about it because I know. Right now, the course I'm taking, I am a social scientist, and the course I'm taking now about social robots and AI is about that bridge between humanoid, not necessarily humanoid robots, but we will get there also, but cognitive robots that we are actually programming to mimic or mirroring human beings. And imagine when that happens to a scale where you have that in so many different spheres of society. I'm not talking just like self-serving checkouts in the stores. I'm talking about there are going to be many ethical and moral questions that will arise. Like how can you, if you have a humanoid robot in your home and taking care of your grandmother or your father, and your father gets old, for example, and then suddenly this robot is just in the way of your father or making him fall fall down the stairs, or falling to break a bone, breaking a leg, or you get the picture. What are those ethics and what are the morals about that? Can we really program morals? Morals is also cultural. We have different values where I am compared to where you guys are, for example. And all of these questions is they have so many different, it's like social fabrics, different social layers on where you are actually going to need to inform this information. And how are you going to do that? Yeah, you need to understand the culture, you need to understand the environment where you are intend to put this humanoid robot. So we are becoming more and more disconnected as human beings, but maybe there's going to be like a full circle to all of this. What do I mean by that? I mean, maybe we will need to go down a really, really rough path and become like just so isolated. And I feel there are a lot of places where social isolation is a huge problem already, but trust me when I say it, it's going to increase, but maybe it will have to increase before we will understand this technology is just doing us more harm. I mean, it's going to do a lot of good also. I seriously believe that the technology is going to be on such a scale and generate so much money passively, so we can actually build. Yeah, now we're getting into actually the universal basic income, but it's going to be such an overflow of liquid money basically. And what do you do with that then? Imagine that we are getting so wealthy, so you can actually buy whatever you want. You can
I don't see him.
you can buy whatever you want. You can have whatever you want in overflow. And I'm talking about product, services. I mean, you can have your own home. Like everybody can have a nice home, and you don't need to go to a job basically. You can play video games all day long. What is going to happen if we have a society like that? It may sound like a dream. Imagine, I feel like it sounds so nice to have you having just money coming in, and you can structure your day as you wish, do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want, go wherever you want, like travel or focus on creative stuff, what makes you happy and what not. But yeah, I think it may cause a lot of issues also in terms of meaning. Many people, it's going to be devastating. Just, and it's the wild west now in terms of regulations and policies about AI, and it's where it's going. I mean, if we can have everything in overflow, that will cause some. I think it's already is a social problem right now. A lot of people don't have a sense of meaning, and meaning is something that we actually, as human beings, are driven by. For me, that is a huge part in my life. I mean, ever since I can remember, meaning has been so important to me. Like, what do I do to find meaning? What is making me feel meaning in terms of creativity? That's why I do a lot of creative outlets. I have a lot of creative outlets. But when people lose that, because a lot of people do find their meaning in what they are doing, you know, when it comes to their job. A lot of people find meaning like working in the restaurant or working with other people in aged care or whatever it is. They find the meaning in, and I think it's not necessarily what you're doing. Sometimes it is, but it's here's the tricks, here's the part. You actually having meaning by you feel needed. You are doing something that makes a difference, large or small, but you have actually a sense of meaning when you are accepted and needed for what you're doing. That's what it gets down to. But with that said, I'm going to go in now. I just want to make a quick one. See you around.